We won't need to generate any electricity around. But I think the press and even real people, particularly you typical ABC viewers, are being very unfair to our PM. And I'd like to defend him, if I may, with a little bit of plain speaking. Now, everyone seems to be looking around for someone we can blame for our lack of a national coordinated energy and climate policy. Anthony Albanese blames the government's sloth. I didn't even know we had one. Albo then went on to say,
there's been a decade wasted by the coalition.
Well, I take my hat off, along with my compression socks, to a coalition that can waste a decade in just 6 years of government. If we had that sort of efficiency and productivity in the business sector, our economy would be riding high. But it's not as if there isn't hope. As the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, said,
we are going to continue to evolve our policy in this area to reduce emissions.
And by saying they will evolve climate change policy, presumably he's ruling out the possibility of intelligent design. Now, you might be thinking, do we have billions of years to wait for natural selection to play out in the little Marnie room? Well, the thing is, as Scott said, there's no point shutting down our coal-fired power plants and coal mines because
other countries will just buy the coal from somewhere else.
Exactly. It's like ICE or child pornography. You close down one meth lab or one online site and people are just going to go somewhere else. So why bother doing the right thing at all? And the fact of the matter is that the PM has been helping people. He's even been willing to help people shake his hand when they can't bring themselves to do it. Because the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, knows exactly what people need at the moment.
What people need now is what people need now.
I mean, it's hard to argue with that, isn't it? Mainly because he'd talk over you if you try. As Prime Minister, he's also been exercising all the skills that got him sacked from Tourism Australia so he could go on to become our Prime Minister in the first place. Scott contacted the US State Department to personally gaslight them so they would downgrade their travel warning to Australia from exercise increased caution to exercise normal precautions. You know, don't be freaked out when the toilet swirls the other way, our football is weird, remember to bring a snake venom kit. And all this was very helpful because until the PM's intervention, American tourists were being advised to postpone their trips. People from all around the world simply weren't coming here, not only because of the bushfires, but also because they'd probably seen this ad. But the PM is saying that we're open for business. Come on over, unless you're from China, obviously.
Australia is open. Australia is still a wonderful place to come and bring your family and enjoy your holidays.
And who better to send this message about not postponing your holidays because of the bushfires than someone who refused to postpone his own holidays because of the bushfires. And incidentally, a shout out, if I may, to those of you out there who've made donations. I know it's not a competition or about how famous you are, but Chris Hemsworth, if you're watching, $1 million, fantastic. And Elton John might still be in the country. I don't know, I'm not a big fan. $1 million, well done. Thank you, Elton. Also, BHP. Well done. $2 million. That's twice as much as Chris and Elton's individual donations, which is fair enough because when you think about it, Chris and Elton's combined contribution to global warming would be about the same as BHP's. Anyway, as I say, it's not about who gives the most, but the winner has got to be Chairman of Fortescue Metals, Twiggy Forrest, with $70 million. Now, Bluey Curlicue from Fortescue Metals, that's an astonishingly generous amount of money for bushfire relief.
Well, 10 million is going to bushfire relief. Most of it is actually going on how to cope with these sorts of bushfires in the future.
Still, 10 million. Very generous. Not quite as generous as 70, but, you know, still pretty impressive.
Twiggy will do whatever he can to help deal with the effects of these fires, many of which were deliberately lit.
Would he recommend Fortescue Metals consider a levy per tonne of its iron ore, which is sintered and smelted by coal in furnaces, which are also deliberately lit?
That'd be billions of dollars.
Yeah, sure, it'd be enormously helpful in terms of rebuilding and ensuring resilience.
Why should industry spend billions of dollars from its profits when a $70 million tax-deductible donation to a charity run by the donor from his dividends, most of which will be spent researching how to cope with the climate crisis we're contributing to, will look much better?
But it's just dealing with the consequences, not the cause.
If arsonists didn't light fires in the first place, there wouldn't be any. It's as simple as that. It's like tobacco. Just because someone makes cigarettes and sells them to you and encourages you to smoke them and enjoy that cool, clean taste, doesn't mean they're responsible when you get cancer. The responsibility lies with whoever lights a cigarette or passively inhales their fumes. Twiggy is doing something good and decent. For you to sit there and suggest he's trying to trade off how he makes his money with how he spends some of it, or that he's somehow trying to polish the turd that is a reputation in the mining industry, well, that's just cynicism on your part.
So this isn't even Twiggy trying to feel less guilty about climate change?
Absolutely not. Listen, if Australia is Europe during the Middle Ages and the mining industry is a rat, then Twiggy is the plague-infested flea on that rat, living off it as it goes about its business and inadvertently wiping out 3/5 of the population. If that flea then offers to help formulate a plan to cope with the next outbreak of bubonic plague, you'd be a fool not to accept it.
Well, thank you, Bluey, and for coming on tonight and helping us out. Please accept this P2-way Aussie face mask, courtesy of Man as Hell. The P2-way is the only way to keep the smoke out and the coronavirus in. That's nice. And now